Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. So now that we have the question mask, we have one more piece to try to recreate our friend Rorschach from the Watchmen. Sadly, uh, we don't, even with the question mask, it doesn't exactly work to reproduce our friend Rorschach. What I was able to do is I was able to use the blue smoke material to try to recreate the visual effect that there is in the mask for our friend Rorschach, and sadly, it didn't work too well. But within the context of DC Universe Online, this is about as close to recreating our friend Rorschach as we can get. Basically using the fedora hat, the detective jacket, the pants are the business pants, the shoes are the business shoes, and the gloves are the formal gloves. There's a handful of gloves you could use, and the same with the pants, and probably the same with the shoes as well. And obviously for the face, I'm using the question face, the investigator face, and for the material I'm using the blue smoke material. But obviously for the face we would need an actual Rorschach mask to be able to reproduce the character properly. Our friend Jeffrey had sent me a link, or actually a whole bunch of links about various styles that possibly we could add to this universe online. So here I made a little montage to try to sort of recreate the mask of our friend Rorschach. Rorschach is pretty much by far the most popular character in the Watchmen universe for various reasons. I guess at the time he struck a chord. He was right at the start of what was known later on as the Dark Age of comics, but it was right around the time where we had comics, darker comics, more adult quote unquote comics or more violent comics, and Rorschach fit the bill perfectly for that. Sadly, of course, spoiler alert if you didn't read Watchmen or if you didn't see the movie. Sadly, our friend Watchmen dies at the end of the comic. They were able to make a sequel to Watchmen with actually it was a prequel. That's how they were able to make more comics with our friend Rorschach. And then obviously much later on they created a sequel to Watchmen, which is called Doomsday Clock, in which there is a new version of Rorschach. I won't spoil it in case you want to read it, but basically there's a new guy with Rorschach's face that's trying to do his own brand of justice. So until we can get an official face piece for our friend Rorschach, sadly this is about as close to Rorschach as we're going to get within the context of DC Universe Online. Obviously Rorschach was a derivative from the Question. For those of you who may not know, when Dave Gibbons and Alan Moore first wanted to create Watchmen, it was with the Charlton characters. Way back when the DC had just purchased Charlton, and they wanted to use the Charlton characters in the DC universe, but Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons had made basically what should have been Watchmen with the Charlton characters. But obviously at the end of the comic, Rorschach is dead, Dr. Manhattan leaves Earth, and so the character are left at the end of the comic. The character are left in a not so good state. So DC didn't want to waste the character that they just purchased. They were hoping to be able to make more comics with the Question and Blue Beetle and all that those people, those characters. So they didn't want those characters to die in their very first appearance in the DC universe. So they decided to not use the Charlton character. So they changed the characters so that they would be quote unquote new characters. But in most cases, you can clearly tell that Rorschach was supposed to be the Question. You can clearly tell that Night Owl was supposed to be Blue Beetle, although they added a bit of a Batman-esque element to the character. Obviously, Dr. Manhattan was Captain Atom. The comedian was Peacemaker. Silk Spectre was Nightshade, and I forget who else. So if you ever wondered why Rorschach and the Question look so much alike, that's why. Basically, originally it was supposed to be the Question in the Watchmen comic, but he was recreated into Rorschach so that the Question would be unusable after Watchmen. So in the future, guys, if you have any questions, look for my Ask the Question video. go into the comment section of that video and ask your question there. And it is time for our old demon friend to strongly suggest that if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe, like, and share these videos. Also make sure that you are still subscribed. Sometimes the evil YouTube will unsubscribe you without your knowledge. Also, if you want to be notified when a new video is published, click on the bell icon and make sure that your notifications are activated in your YouTube settings. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.